There's a shift most empaths overlook after surviving a narcissist. The nervous system stops confusing intensity with intimacy. Calm no longer feels like danger. Cravings to fix get quieter. The room feels still without going numb. That stillness isn't absence. It's orientation. Jung's lens points to a hidden stage, clear-sighted empathy, compassion with a spine, neither fawning nor freezing. In the next minutes, learn the signals that you've entered it. Untangle trauma-bond cravings from love, and practice two stabilizers. A soft no that protects dignity, and a brief body reset that restores choice. Expect a mirror test for projection, one boundary you can keep today, and criteria for mutual bonds. Now make it personal. Name one current situation where you feel responsible for someone else's mood. Write a single word that labels it. Keep that word visible. Use it as your anchor for every step that follows. After survival, empathy doesn't disappear. It learns to breathe. What once felt like duty begins to feel like choice. You start noticing the difference between caring and carrying, between presence and rescue. Clear-sighted empathy isn't colder. It's cleaner. It refuses the lie that love equals self-erasure. Jung would say the psyche stabilizes when opposites are held without collapsing into either. You can feel that in the body. Shoulders drop, eyes soften, attention widens. The hook that used to catch you begins to slip. You welcome quiet, because quiet finally means safety. This stage isn't dramatic, which is why many empaths miss it. It's a rearrangement of weight, less on your back, more in your feet. You stand where you are, and let others stand where they are. That is love with a spine. Today, make it tangible. Take the word you wrote. Breathe in for 4 and out for 6, 3 rounds. Then form one sentence that honors your limit and your care. I'm here, and I can't take this on. Speak it once, neutrally. If pushback comes, repeat it once, then change the subject or end the exchange kindly. You are protecting the conditions that keep you sane enough to love. This isn't withdrawal, it's integrity. Love needs oxygen to burn clean. Keep the flame, ditch the smoke. When you stop confusing intensity with intimacy, the compass steadies. Orientation replaces turbulence. Clarity is a form of compassion, and compassion without clarity corrodes. Choose clarity and watch empathy grow up. A trauma bond feels like love because the chemistry is loud. Intermittent rewards wire anticipation to relief. The nervous system learns to chase the next soothing moment, not the person's character. Stress hormones spike, oxytocin floods after the apology, and the contrast feels like proof of destiny. It isn't destiny, it's a schedule. The pattern teaches your body that chaos is home and calm is withdrawal. That is why your chest aches when you go no contact. Why their name feels like oxygen for a week and smoke the week after. You are not addicted to the person. You're withdrawing from the cycle. To tell love from a bond, ask 3 questions. Does closeness reduce fear over time? Does honesty expand rather than shrink the room? Do boundaries increase respect on both sides? If the answers run backward, more fear, less room, punished limits, you're looking at conditioning, not connection. When the crave hits, treat it like weather. Notice the first surge, locate it in your body, and ride a 90-second wave without calling, scrolling, or stalking. Breathe in for 4, out for 6, and let your hands stay still. Then do one clean action the bond never supported. Shower, sunlight, food, a 5-minute walk, texting a friend who likes the healthier you. Log the craving and the action in 5 words. Tomorrow, repeat. The ache will lie. It will say, return or die. It's an echo, not a compass. A craving is a memory, not a message. Keep walking forward. Picture 2 faces you wear with difficult people. One is the Fawn mask, agreeable, tireless, quick to anticipate and pre-apologize. scanning the room for needs you can meet before anyone asks. The other is your true face, warm, attuned, and able to say yes without promising your skin. The mask once kept you safe. It also taught others to mistake your generosity for availability on demand. Clear-sighted empathy starts when you stop bribing for peace. Today, run a simple thought test. Imagine the situation you wrote earlier. Now subtract every gesture you do to prevent discomfort you don't own. The extra emoji, the instant reply, the nervous laugh, the offer you didn't mean. What remains when you remove the performance? There you are. You do not have to become hard. You have to become honest. Speak one sentence that contains warmth and a limit. I care and I need to pause. Or I want to help and I can't today. Then be silent long enough for your body to learn you didn't vanish when you stopped caretaking. If guilt rises, name it as training, not truth. If someone pouts, let the weather pass. Tonight, write down one micro-betrayal you'll retire for 7 days. Over-explaining, instant availability, apologizing for existing, and one small act you'll keep. A kind check-in that doesn't erase your plan. Track both. You are reintroducing yourself to your own face. Your nervous system adjusts faster than expected. Performance ends where presence begins. Keep choosing presence until it feels like home. In session, Mara had rebuilt the basics. Steady meals, earlier nights, fewer panic jolts. What kept breaking was her day. By noon, 3 colleagues had her solving emergencies that weren't hers. By evening, a relative arrived with a crisis that only she could soothe. Her heart was kind. Her calendar was bleeding out. We practiced one line until it felt like breathing. I want things to go well for you, and I'm not available for this today. She didn't believe it would hold. The first test came fast. A familiar ping. Can you jump on now? It's urgent, Mara typed the line. Added a respectful alternative. Try Sam or the help desk. They're on. And put her phone face down. Her body shook for 4 minutes. Then it didn't. The world failed to end. The colleague solved the problem elsewhere. That night, Mara slept through till morning for the first time in months. The next day, she used the sentence again with her relative and offered a coffee on Saturday instead. The crisis shrank to its size. Boundaries didn't make her colder. They made her consistent. Today, draft your version of the soft number. Keep warmth, state the limit. Offer one realistic path that isn't you, and stop there. Practice it once in a low-stakes situation before the weekends. If pushback comes, repeat the sentence once, then change the channel kindly. You are allowed to be dependable without being endless. A gentle no preserves the person who keeps showing up today. Do limits make you less loving or more honest? Many empaths inherit the myth that boundaries are walls, rigid, unkind. In healthy bonds, a boundary is attunement, information about where you end and I begin, so connection can breathe. Without that line, you trade presence for resentment and call it compassion. Notice your body when you say yes. If your chest tightens and your calendar evaporates, you didn't consent. You surrendered. Start small. Before you answer the next request, ask 3 questions. Do I have the resources? Am I the right person? Does this serve both of us tomorrow? If any answer is no, craft one sentence that keeps dignity on both sides. I care about this, and I can't take it on today. Add a realistic alternative if you want, then stop explaining. Silence teaches your system that safety lives on the other side of honesty. Pay attention to the relationship afterward. If respect increases, you're in fertile ground. If punishment arrives, sulks, jabs, guilt scripts, that's data too. Protecting your edges is not an attack. It's oxygen management. Clear-sighted empathy knows that closeness without edges turns into custody. Limits make room for love to breathe. Today, use your anchor word as a rehearsal partner. Speak one boundary sentence aloud while imagining that situation. Repeat it twice. Breath. Then do something nourishing. Walk, stretch, shower. So your body pairs boundaries with care, not panic. Return to your day and keep promises you made to yourself before anyone texted. Clarity isn't withdrawal. It's how intimacy survives. Jung used the word complex to describe emotional knots that organize attention, memory, and reaction. When a complex is active, small cues feel magnetic. A look becomes a verdict. A text becomes a trial. For empaths shaped by narcissistic dynamics, the responsibility complex is common. The sense that other people's storms are weather you must manage. The hook is the sudden urgency to fix, explain, appease. You can't heal a hook you can't see. Start by spotting its three signatures: speed, story, and spread. Speed. Your heart races and you answer instantly. Story. You narrate the worst meaning without evidence. Spread. One message ruins your whole afternoon. Name the pattern when it starts. Hook on line. Then interrupt the knot with a 90-second protocol. Feet on floor. Inhale 4. Exhale 6. Eyes to the horizon. Hands still, gently. Ask 4 sorting questions. What belongs to me? What belongs to them? What belongs to time? What belongs to no one? Write one line for each, even if it's messy. Next, draft a clean response delayed by 20 minutes. Short, factual, boundary forward. I hear the concern. I'm available tomorrow at 2 for 15 minutes. If the situation requires no reply, record that choice and do a tiny task that serves your life. Water a plant, send an invoice, eat. Hooks lose voltage when you face the file and move your body kindly. Over days, the urgency arrives on schedule and leaves sooner. A hook scene goes slack. You are not cold. You are clear. Empaths are taught to fear their own force. You were praised for softness, punished for heat, and learned to equate anger with harm. But there is a difference between contaminated anger and clean aggression. Contaminated anger punishes, clean aggression protects. It is the spine inside compassion, the power that says, stop, so care can keep breathing. Paradoxically, without clean aggression, kindness collapses into compliance. Jung framed wholeness as holding opposites. Here the pair is gentleness and strength. When strength is exiled, the shadow enforces limits through sabotage or illness. Bring it home. Start with your posture. Feet grounded, chest soft, gaze level. Remember a situation where your boundary dissolved. Locate the exact moment you abandoned yourself. Now practice a 1-minute assertion drill. On an exhale, say one plain sentence out loud, steady and warm. That doesn't work for me. Pause, breathe, say it again. Notice how your belly and jaw react. Let the energy move through, not around. If fear appears, thank it for trying to keep you safe and keep the line anyway. Next, rehearse a protective redirect. I'm not available for this. Here's what I can do for you right now. End with one action that matches the line. Reschedule, leave, hang up, or close the laptop. Repeat daily for 7 days, low stakes first. Clean aggression creates safety without spectacle. Gentleness needs a spine to stand. Strength in service of care is not cruelty. It is stewardship. Let power and kindness sit at the same table today. One soft no. Today, decline one draining request with a single warm sentence. Post one word in the comments naming the domain. Work, family, dating, friends. You're teaching your nervous system that clarity is safe and that empathy grows stronger with edges. After a narcissistic orbit, quiet can feel like exile. You stop supplying the old role and the ecosystem reshuffles. Fewer texts, invitations, dynamics going silent where you once overfunctioned. It stings, so you label solitude as failure. Another frame fits better. Pruning. When you stop feeding a pattern, tired branches drop. Light reaches growth starved. In session, Anna kept a promise to herself. No late-night rescuing, fewer I-can-swing-it favors, one clear stop to ghost alarms. The first week looked like emptiness. The second felt like air. By week 3, friends who preferred her calm over her contortions were the ones still calling. Silence is not judgment. It is space arriving. Stillness is not numbness. It is orientation. Your task is to endure the gap without rushing to replant old weeds. Treat this phase like repotting. Give new roots time to grip. This week, schedule 1 hour of deliberate solitude without input. No scrolling, no fixing, no postmortems. Pen and page only. List 3 ties to water: relationships, practices, places that nourish you, and 3 ties to release: commitments that drain you. Choose 1 generous action toward the water side within 24 hours, and 1 boundary toward the release side within 72. Text someone who likes the steadier you. Decline 1 obligation without apology. Go outside and let movement teach your body that quiet is safe. Loneliness will visit. Greet it, feed it nothing, and send it on. Belonging grows where you respect your edges. Keep clearing room for the life that fits. Your mind is excellent at seeing patterns. Under threat, it becomes too excellent. Projection turns the world into a hall of mirrors where every sharp edge looks like a narcissist in disguise. Before you anchor to that story, run a mirror test. Start with 3 columns on paper. Column 1, observation. Write only what happened, verbatim words, observable behaviors, timestamps. Column 2, interpretation. Note your meaning-making, especially the worst-case line. Column 3, alternatives. Generate at least 2 non-dramatic explanations that also fit the facts. Now add a small trial by fire. Make 1 falsifiable prediction. If my interpretation is correct, then X should happen when I do Y. Choose a short, calm Y. A boundary sentence, a slower reply, a request for specifics. Run it once. Record the result as evidence, not feeling. Base rates matter. Ask yourself how often this behavior appears across contexts and whether it clusters with exploitative patterns. Grandiosity, entitlement, lack of empathy, manipulation. 1 sharp email on a bad day is not a system. A system repeats. Curiosity calms the pattern engine. If the test supports concern, tighten your edges and reduce exposure. If it doesn't, update the story and spare your nervous system the constant siren. Test your mirrors before you chase shadows. Tonight, use your anchor word as a case study. Write the observation line, your first interpretation, and 2 alternatives. Choose 1 tiny behavior to test tomorrow and schedule it. Keep the log for 7 days. You'll trust your eyes more when you train them. Anxious and intuitive states can share the same arousal. Quick breath, warm palms, a stomach that tightens before you choose. Without a way to label sensations, you'll treat every surge as danger and outsource decisions to fear. Your body is a compass if you learn its legend. Use a 2-minute protocol before any charged decision. Step 1. Orient. Eyes to the horizon. Name 5 objects. Step 2. Breathe. Inhale 4, exhale 6, 6 rounds. Step 3. Label. Say, "This is energy," before you call it anxiety or intuition. Step 4. Simulate. Imagine choice A, then choice B, and watch 2 markers: tension and temperature. Intuition tends to feel cool, specific, steady. Anxiety feels hot, diffuse, urgent. Intuition narrows to a clean verb. Anxiety multiplies catastrophes. Neither is magic. Both are signals. Sort them before you act. Add context. Intuition aligns with your values a month from now. Anxiety demands relief now. Intuition tolerates a boundary. Anxiety bargains or panics. Intuition writes a short sentence that still makes sense tomorrow. Anxiety writes a script that changes every hour. Make no heroic leaps while the dial is red. Regulate first, decide second. Name the signal. Steer the energy. Practice with your anchor word. Run the protocol, write 1 line for each option you're weighing, and circle the line that still makes sense after lunch. If steadiness won't appear, choose a reversible step and review in 24 hours. If it does, take the smallest aligned action within 60 minutes and log how your body felt before and after. When you give, do you secretly expect a return? Attention, loyalty, a debt paid in soft currency? That hidden invoice turns kindness into a gamble. Debt-free kindness is different. You offer what you can, no strings, and you don't spend what you cannot afford. Run a simple audit on your anchor situation. Ask 3 questions before you say yes. Is this within my resources today? Am I the right person? Will I resent this tomorrow? If any answer is no, you already have your line. If all are yes, give cleanly and stop keeping score. Notice the tells of a covert bargain. You rehearse how grateful they should be. You fantasize about the moment they'll finally understand. You dread asking for your own needs because the ledger is unclear. Convert bargains into offers. An offer has a shape and a stop. I can help for 20 minutes is an offer. Call me whenever is a trap you build for yourself. Practice 1 no-strings gift today. Something small you can give without hollowing out your evening. Send a resource link. Watch a child for a fixed hour. Write a recommendation. And practice 1 clean decline paired with care. I want this to go well for you. I can't take it on. Care that charges later isn't care. Generosity stays generous when you pair it with limits and sunlight. Give what is yours to give. Decline what is not. Then do 1 thing that restores you. Walk, meal, stretch, so kindness lands without a debt attached. Empathy has a shadow. Resentment disguised as virtue. Control dressed as care. Self-erasure marketed as generosity. Trained to keep the peace at any price, niceness became armor. You smiled while budgeting everyone's emotions, and your body paid the interest. Jung warned that what we refuse to own returns as fate. Unowned motives run the show from backstage. The test is simple. When you help, do you feel cleaner or smaller afterward? If you leave hollow, there was a covert bargain. If you feel steadier, the gift was clean. The shadow speaks in deals. Approval for obedience, closeness for silence, belonging for self-abandonment. Clear-sighted empathy ends those trades. Run a 2-step honesty drill. First, write 1 sentence naming the motive you hide. I keep paying for harmony, or I help so I won't be left. Second, take 1 action that reduces harm and increases truth. Decline a request you can't carry, speak truth without ornaments, or return a responsibility that isn't yours. Expect protest from the old script. Let it pass like weather. Document what actually happened. The world rarely ends. Shadow work isn't confessional theater. It's operational clarity. You cannot choose cleanly while pretending. Put light on the motive and move an inch toward coherence. If guilt arrives, treat it as a trained alarm, not a verdict, and keep your line. Tonight, repeat the sentence to a mirror or voice note, then practice a matching behavior. Unowned shadow writes the rules. Owning it returns the pen. Face it, it frees you. After chaos, small safety looks boring, but it's how a big life holds. Winds leak through weak containers, erratic sleep, porous phones, calendars without margins. Survival trained you to sprint. Stability trains you to steward. Alex learned this slowly. She kept landing opportunities and then sprinting herself flat, helping everyone, skipping meals, answering messages in bed, calling exhaustion normal. When she stopped romanticizing crisis, we built 3 safeguards: a bedtime alarm, a phone dock outside the bedroom, and a 5-minute nightly review on paper. 3 checks: what worked, what hurt, what to protect tomorrow. The first week felt ridiculous. The second felt human. By month's end, she wrote without panic, loved without martyrdom, and turned down projects that would have cracked her container. Small safety made a bigger life possible. Choose one safeguard tonight. Keep it tiny and specific. Examples: charge your phone outside the bedroom, set a lights-out time, prep breakfast, put shoes by the door for a morning walk, write a 12-word plan for tomorrow. Protect it for 7 days before adding anything else. If you miss a day, restart without ceremony, gently. Track effects like a scientist: mood, focus, tenderness, impulse to rescue. When a new opportunity arrives, check it against the container. Does this fit without cracking sleep, food, movement, review? If it doesn't, it isn't a blessing yet. Build margins before you build speed. What you can hold stays. What you cannot hold slips. Choose capacity over fireworks and let life scale to the vessel you're building. Healing changes your criteria. You no longer audition for people. You observe reciprocity. Mutuality is the measure, not the mood. To avoid sliding back into lopsided bonds, draft a simple choosing policy. 3 lines you can carry in your pocket. Line 1, what I offer freely. Line 2, what I need as baseline. Line 3, what ends access. Example policy. I offer warmth, clarity, and time that I truly have. I need honesty, effort, and respect for my number. Access ends with contempt, coercion, or chronic chaos. Read it aloud until your body recognizes home. Now test one relationship. Don't announce anything, just watch for a week. Do they move toward your clarity or away from it? When you set a small boundary, does respect grow or punishment arrive? When you stop over-functioning, do they step up, step back, or step on you? Score actions, not intentions. If you're unsure, run a tiny experiment. Ask for something specific. Delay your yes by a day, or say no once and observe. Your goal isn't judgment, it's data. Healthy bonds survive small limits. Exploitative bonds require your confusion to function. Write your policy now and put it where you'll see it. Daily, often, phone notes, wallet, mirror. Share it with one ally who roots for your steadier life. This week, choose one invitation that aligns with the policy and decline one that doesn't. Then do something ordinary and nourishing with the time you kept. Choose people who choose you. Your future will thank you. From altitude, the pattern is simple. After surviving a narcissist, your system relearns what love feels like when it isn't loud. Clear-sighted empathy arrives. Compassion with a spine. You stop carrying what isn't yours. You test cravings as withdrawals, not destiny. The fawn mask loosens, and your true face breathes. Boundaries become attunement, not punishment. Complexes lose their hooks when you name them and move gently anyway. Clean aggression returns as steady protection. That doesn't work for me. Loneliness reframes as ecosystem reset. The quiet makes room for the right signals to find you. You run the mirror test before you chase shadows. Your body becomes a compass you can read. Kindness shows up debt-free. Shadow motives step into light and lose leverage. Small safety builds a bigger life. Then you choose people who choose you. Keep it practical. Use your anchor word this week to rehearse one soft no, one projection test, one 2-minute body reset, and one tiny safeguard you can keep nightly. Hold your line kindly, review your notes, and let evidence teach your nervous system that calm is safe. Quiet is not emptiness, it is orientation. The hidden stage is already here.